Following a surge of deadly shootings in Cape Town, communities in that area have called for more police presence and for government departments and relevant officials to step in. And today the police minister will do a walkabout in the affected areas. That's where we find my colleague, Newzroom Afrika reporter Nasiphi for more details in terms of the police minister's visit. Nasiphi.
Well, Dudu, what I can say is that, visiting the community of, Nkandla here in Khayelitsha following that devastating discovery on Monday morning of 5 bodies. We do understand that police are saying that they have identified suspects in that regard. And in regards to Manenberg, where the police minister is currently jetting off, where he will be engaging with the community there, where 8 people were murdered in the space of 3 days between Thursday and the weekend. He will then be talking with the residents there. But I just want to quickly bring in the Provincial Commissioner of the Western Cape, General Bheki Cele. So thank you so much for your time. I know you want to jet off to Manenberg quickly, but give us an update in regards to the arrests that have been made.
Thank you, Nasiphi. In Manenberg, the total is 44 people arrested since the weekend, and of the 44, 23 were arrested for murder, and 7 were arrested for possession of illegal firearms, and 14 were arrested for illegal drugs trading in these areas.
General, clearly, the issue of guns, the proliferation of guns and ammunition in these communities is clearly a factor when it comes to these mass shootings and what we saw playing out this past week. What are the police going to do in that regard?
What we've been doing is we do mostly our compliance inspection, because some of the guns, they've been legal. Then sometimes they, as the minister was saying, they get stolen from the houses or from the vehicles, for that matter, which you are not allowed to leave a gun in a vehicle. If a gun is on the safe when it's with you or is in the safe. So we do now compliance inspections, checking those legal firearms if they are complying with the law. Secondly, what we've looked at also is the deceased estate firearms. Those people died and they left firearms. And they're also becoming a problem, because some of these that we're getting, it's also those that people who died some time ago and people that didn't go and renew their rights. We're still requesting the public to come out, bring those firearms to the station, apply for, must have a license to have that firearm. And also, the fact that many of the guns that we get, their numbers are filed off. It takes time to get that number back to our ballistics, and it takes time to say, where did we get these guns?
Another issue that was raised by the community is the conduct of police, corruption, using state vehicles and the likes. I understand that there have been a number of arrests that have been made in the recent weeks.
Yes. Firstly, I want to say up front, we tolerate no corruption in the police. And we ask and we're requesting, appealing to the community to come forward. Whoever is corrupt in the police doesn't belong here. It belongs to the other side, where an orange overall is waiting for. From April up to now, we have arrested the 26, 3 today, from Luanda that have been arrested for corruption. And it's not nice when you arrest your own, but this is what we have to do. If they decide to take the wrong path, then we have to arrest them. And what we are doing now also is to, inside the police, to talk about corruption and also give them this statistics to say so many people have been arrested, so many people have been dismissed of corruption. Because that we want to make an awareness. Because, I mean, if you want 2,000, and how many other 2,000 are you going to get in your life? So these are the things that we're trying to work on within in the police. But importantly, the community outside there should assist us. When it comes to the resources of the government, the vehicles, those vehicles are for the community. And the community must guard them jealously, must report the misuse of those vehicles, and when the vehicle is not utilized for what it's supposed to, inform us. because we take steps, and even if it means that we dismiss as possible, we have already dismissed some of them for that purpose, for misusing state vehicles, for other crimes and other things that they illegally that they were doing.
We have to leave it there. General Patakile, the Western Cape Provincial Commissioner of the Police, he has to run to Manenberg to continue with the second leg of this street imbizo, where the minister is visiting and targeting the communities that have been impacted by crime, or rather gun violence, in the recent weeks. I mean, the minister himself listening to the community members of this particular informal settlement, which was one of the informal settlements that mushroomed during the COVID-19 pandemic, that has no street lights, that has no formal roads, including basic services. He did say that that is also one of the major contributors to crime, saying that, the police that are complaining, saying that they cannot make their way into communities like this and patrol and be effective and be visible, is one of those issues that he says he needs to go back to the various departments and raise those concerns in order to help his department reduce the crime that we are seeing in places like Khayelitsha. However, in Manenberg is a completely different scenario. It is formal houses, there are street lights and roads. However, there, speaking to the number of guests that we spoke to yesterday, highlighting the issue of the fact that it is a systemic issue that needs to be addressed in places like Manenberg, which is seeing different departments come in and uplifting those communities, other than having a minister of police coming in to engage. And I mean, posing a question to the minister in regards to how many more imbizos do communities like Khayelitsha, Manenberg, Langa and Gugulethu and the likes on the Cape Flats will have to, have up until the crime is resolved. He said up until the time where there is no crime in the streets of these particular places, they will continue engaging the community to see how they can not only strengthen the relationship, but also try and reduce the crime in these communities.
Nasiphi, thank you very much for that detailed report.